I dare you to name me a more 1980s game than Bad Dudes. It had ninjas, street fighters, a shirtless fire-breathing strongman, and even Ronald Reagan. Best of all, this 1988 classic has one of the most memorable endings of all time. Now is the time to look away if you don't want to know what happens next, because today we're spoiling 2 versions of Bad Dudes. This is 23 Endings, the early years. So get this, when President Ronnie gets abducted by an evil ninja gang, the Secret Service doesn't go to SEAL Team 6 or their military experts, they turn to a couple of street-smart brawlers to slowly walk left to right and kick butt. It's a simple premise that sees them fighting in the sewers, on the top of a moving truck, through the forest, on a train, into the caves, and straight to Dragon Ninja's secret lair. Okay, so it's not the most direct route, but what are you gonna do? Now the whole thing builds to this exciting moment when you fight the evil ninja leader while a helicopter hovers overhead. There are even dogs running around below. But these bad dudes didn't come here to lose to a guy with long blonde hair and horns. So they kick his ass, and this is what happens.
I'm bad!
President Ronnie is safe, so of course it can only mean one thing: hamburger party! But before we get to that, can we rewind back to that message for the bad dudes? Look, I know that a lot of people think that Reagan was starting to lose his mental faculties in his final years as president, but that's no excuse for the grammar mistake. Why is the comma after thanks and not after dudes? That's not how punctuation works. Now, when Bad Dudes was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System, Data East ran into a couple of problems. For one thing, the year was 1990 and Ronald Reagan was no longer the president. There was also the issue that Nintendo had a rule against political content. As a result, the home version had us rescuing a nameless president that sorta resembled George H.W. Bush. Here's how that played out.
I'm bad.
As you can see, the ending is essentially the same, only this time with the comma in the right spot. Good on you, Data East! But here's what I don't like about this ending. In one scene, we see fake H.W. Bush talking about getting a hamburger, but in the very next scene, we see a completely different person chowing down. It's clear that Bush sent Vice President Dan Quayle out to keep the bad dudes company, and that's not cool. These two guys risked their lives to save the president. They literally fought on trucks and trains. The least Bush can do is have a burger with the dudes that rescued him. No wonder he was a one-term president. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of 23 Endings, the early years. So here's the question of the day. What is the most 1980s game you can think of? I've already made my case for Bad Dudes, but who knows, maybe you can change my mind with your examples. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. In other news, I'm going to be back shortly with another ending, along with a review of Road Rage on the PlayStation 4. I'm also putting together my year-end list, where we'll go over some of the best games you haven't played. I recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.